Persecution of the Jews in Russia and elsewhere intensified, and many Jews began to believe that their only hope for a prosperous future would be to possess a state of their own. This belief became known as Zionism.
The Jewish state was the realization of the great project of Theodor Herzl.
Theodor Herzl.
He was the founder of Zionism.
But he came to the idea that the cause of anti-Semitism is because the Jews do not have a state of their own.
Mm-hmm. And he wrote a little booklet, The State of the Jews. He said there is only one way of protecting the Jewish people in the future, for the Jews to leave Europe and to settle in their homeland, the land of Israel. And that book became like the Bible of Zionism.
Zionism was the formation of the hope for the rebirth. It started with World War I, the Balfour Declaration.
The Balfour Declaration was significant. It wasn't just a letter to a friend. I mean, it had,
right. No, I understand it was a major document.
In terms of expressing British policy.
So the Balfour Declaration was a letter from Lord Balfour
to
Lord Rothschild. In World War I, Turkey was an ally of Germany, who was the losing side. So the Turkish Ottoman Empire was dismantled. And so because the Turkish Empire was dismantled after World War I, the British Lord Balfour wrote a declaration saying that it should be a homeland for the Jews.
Yes, that was the beginning of the larger immigration. Tens of thousands of Jews from Eastern Europe mainly went to settle in Israel.
The Balfour Declaration was a letter written to Lord Rothschild. So in order to understand the Balfour Declaration, we have to know who Rothschild was.
Money is power. Money is the only weapon that the Jew has to defend himself with.
Meyer Amschel Bauer, born in Frankfurt, Germany in 1744, was a moneylender and a goldsmith on Jew Street, whose shop had a sign out front with a red hexagram on it. Eventually, he would change his name to Rothschild, which is German for red sign. Rothschild soon learned that loaning money to governments and kings was more profitable than loaning money to private individuals. Not only were the loans bigger, but they were secured by the nation's taxes. Meyer Rothschild had 5 sons whom he trained in the skills of money creation and sent out to the major capitals of Europe to open branches of the family banking business.
You are 5 brothers. I want you each to start a banking business in a different country. One to go and open a house in Paris, one in Vienna, one in London. Choose the most important centers, so that when money is to be sent from here to London, let us say, you won't have to risk life and gold. And here in Frankfurt, we'll just send a letter to Nathan in London saying, pay so-and-so. And that will be offset by loans from London to Frankfurt. Understand?
Yes.
In your day, there will be many wars in Europe. And nations that have money to transport will come to the Rothschilds because it will be safe. Your 5 banking houses may cover Europe, but you will be one firm, one family, the Rothschilds, who work always together. That will be your power.
When Meyer Amschel Rothschild died in 1812, he left a will instructing his sons in how the House of Rothschild would be operated. All key positions in the House of Rothschild were to be held by members of the family. The family was to intermarry with their own first and second cousins, thus preserving the vast fortune. Rothschild's heirs were strictly forbidden to ever disclose the amount of their wealth. The whole family was driven by an insatiable lust for the accumulation of wealth and power. They secretly financed both sides in various European wars, dominated European banking, and by the mid-1800s had become the richest family in the world.
Rothschild helped found Israel, and Rothschild has always been the backer of Israel. Whatever Rothschild wants, he gets. It is believed that he is the richest man in the world. And I have little doubt of that.
Although the Balfour Declaration was given to Lord Rothschild in 1917, it would not be until 1947 that the plan for a Jewish state would be implemented. It would take the horrors of World War II to get public opinion behind creating a Jewish state in the land of Palestine.
In 1947, the United Nations declared that there would be two states in Palestine. There would be a Jewish state and a Palestinian state.
The United States delegation supports the basic principles of the unanimous recommendations by the United Nations, which provides for partition and immigration.
Later, Russia supported the United States on the partition recommendation, while Arab states threatened reprisals, as the Holy Land's future hangs in the balance.
But Israel became the first state, and they've never allowed Palestine to become a state. So they've made sure that the United Nations provision has never been put into effect.
On May 14, 1948, David Ben-Gurion, the executive head of the Zionist organization, declared the establishment of the Jewish state in the land of Israel.
In May of 1948, a new Jewish state, Israel, was born in a bath of blood. Jewish troops routed Arab forces from the city of Haifa in the first of a series of battles that were to reverberate through the years. The new government, headed by David Ben-Gurion, is installed in Tel Aviv. Thus, for the first time since the Roman legion destroyed Jerusalem in the year 70 A.D., the Jewish people have a nation of their own.
Today, a lot of Christians think that, like, God brought the nation of Israel back, you know, and God did this wonderful work. But really, was it really the will of God to bring these people back into Israel, or was it the will of the United Nations?